هزيمة الميستايا لحساب الليغا 2-1 ضد فالنسيا وانتصار الديربي من
from left to right across your screens. Toni Kroos looking to get things moving alongside Isco, and Cristiano getting an early touch. Starting again today, Cristiano, after being on the bench on Wednesday. It's like mixture of information about Cristiano on Wednesday as Atletico defeated Real Madrid 2-0. Cristi didn't look very happy on the dugout, and he only played 30 minutes. Ancelotti insisting it was just a question of tiredness. Others commenting that he had a slight problem with his knee.
There's been talk about his knee for a while, and looking at his performance against Valencia in the league and those final minutes against Atletico, a dip in form does look. Let's have a look here.
Caicedo step going forward. Powerful Ecuadorian striker.
I was just saying that Ronaldo does look like he's going through a slight dip in form, which is normal as he's played absolutely everything since the start of the season. And it's certainly understandable that Ancelotti gives him some rest as we head into the crunch time in February with the calendar congestion, Champions League and everything. And it'll be just interesting to see what kind of performance we get from Ronaldo today, because he went missing in both of those games where Madrid were up against it and they needed him. So it'll be a chance for him today to prove that he's on song still.
Exactly. Well, referee penalising Caicedo for that, might be pulling James back a wee bit. Sergio Gonzalez, the former Deportivo and Espanyol player, now Espanyol manager, not doing a bad job, it has to be said, with the Barcelona-based outfit. They're still just mid-table, tend to be getting their points at home, but you look at the Espanyol squad, and I think he's getting basically as good as you can get out of it.
And that's the thing, I don't think Espanyol's aspirations are much further up than what they are, maybe just staying up, having a calm season. I think Europe's a little bit too far away for them to look for. So, decent job from Sergio Gonzalez, young manager, doing a good job at his club.
Sergio Garcia gets Espanyol's second shot on target. Of course, Sergio Gonzalez involved with one of those famous Bernabeu games in history when Deportivo La Coruña absolutely ruined Real Madrid's centenary celebrations in 2001. He scored the second Depor goal in a 2-1 win.
I remember that day brilliantly, Paul. I remember Diego Tristan goal that got the way things going for Deportivo.
It was one of those games that everybody thought that the Real Madrid victory was nailed on, playing the centenary cup final in their home ground on their birthday, and Deportivo basically blew the candles out a wee bit early. A lot of water's gone under the bridge since then. Here's Cristiano popping up on the right for Real Madrid. Bale looks to link with the Portuguese international there. It's cut out, and Fuentes clears for Espanyol, collected quickly by Pepe. Bit of debate over Pepe in the last few days as well, whether or not he was out of contract in the summer of 2016, whether or not the club will extend his contract for a further, it will be another 3 years you'd think, or whether they will be thinking about letting him go maybe next summer and sticking with Rafael Varane.
His performances have been good and you can understand why they're debating it, but they have to take into account.
Gareth Bale turns quickly, cut out well though by Corlotto.
We have to take into account that Pepe's 31 already and Rafael Varane's 21 and probably one of the most promising centre-backs in Europe.
Slight question over Varane's knees, however. Anyway, it's James with the corner. Good delivery. Bale got up again, but headed over the bar. Coming for a little bit of criticism last week as well, Gareth Bale, after missing a chance against Valencia. I think a little bit exaggerated, saying he could have passed rather than shooting.
I think it was a little bit harsh, and I think a lot of people have forgotten, I don't mean to pick on Ronaldo, but a lot of people have forgotten that open goal he had in the first half. I know this Bale has gone into, it's been under a lot of scrutiny because he didn't pass the ball. I think it's just a question of who the culprit was. If it was Ronaldo, I don't think there would have been so much chat about it. But Gareth Bale seems to have not really fitted in with the sort of system at Madrid, and fans aren't too convinced with what they've seen so far from the Welshman.
And of course rumours of possible big offers to go back to the Premier League next summer. Be interesting to see. It's a bit of a watch this space. At the moment I don't think Madrid will be thinking of selling him, but if a massive offer comes in, who knows. Anyhow, Real Madrid, after a couple of early shots, are starting to control possession. James knocking the ball out wide, looked in from Coentrao, right across the face of the Espanyol goal. And good work there from Isco, but it will be a throw-in for the visitors. Possible offside there against Bale, just by half a centimetre or something like that. Linesman didn't see it. Pick up Espanyol. Cañas wins it at the second attempt, but Madrid recovering possession. Coentrao, who was on the bench against Atletico Madrid, gives it to Varane. James again, and it comes to Pepe. As you say, Sergio Ramos just rested today, just to try and allow him to get over a back injury that's been niggling him for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
And that's been most of the reason Varane's been quite unhappy. Ramos was far from full fitness in the last game against Valencia. Varane was overlooked, and reportedly Marca today has been in talks with Bayern Munich. And Pep Guardiola is quite interested in taking the Frenchman away.
It's also likely to be offers from England as well. Look at Espanyol. To Jordan. Isco working back. It's a bit of a nothing ball. Cut out though by Alvaro. Sergio Garcia offers a way out on the left side. Cannons off his chest. Will be a Real Madrid throw-in. Pepe plays that across to Rafael Varane, former Lens youngster. And James. Arbeloa. Playing because Dani Carvajal is suspended today. That means we're very likely to see Carvajal in the rematch against Atletico next week. Cruz. Isco. Out to Arbeloa. Chance for the fullback to cross. Once again, a bit of confusion in the Espanyol area. And Kiko Casilla makes a comfortable claim. In the happy days, a few years ago, it used to be Iker Casillas' first choice for Real Madrid and Kiko Casillas as his backup, making life easy for commentators all around the world.
That's true. And there's also talk of perhaps a return for Casillas to Madrid, which is surprising. We'll see that where that leaves Keylor Navas.
There's also talk of David De Gea
as well,
to Real Madrid as well.
Valdez moving to United, yeah.
Don't think that'll be a short-term thing, though.
No.
Madrid coming again, Arbeloa. Out to Gareth Bale on the right. Got the pace there to get past Fuentes. Was not great defending, and that was better for Marvilla. Once again, failing to deal decisively with the ball into the penalty area. Espanyol Madrid not able to take advantage of it. But they do get the throw-in. Pepe to Toni Kroos. It's been a great signing for Real Madrid, the former Bayern midfielder. Trying to use the full width of the pitch. Once again, James. As if he got obstructed there.
I think, Paul, we can see in these first 8 minutes what kind of a game it's going to be for Espanyol.
Long.
Sitting back and trying to drag on that 0-0 as long as they can.
Molto longo, as they say, 90 minutes in the Santiago Bernabeu. Zarabia, former Rayo defender, committing that free kick. And it'll be James Rodriguez to put the ball into the penalty area. A little bit of this and that going on in the back between Alvaro and Ronaldo may have been involved. Pepe is the peacemaker. So we can get underway now. James with the free kick. Decent delivery once again. Varane got ahead on it. Coloto fails to clear, and Benzema wallops the volley against the post. First great chance of the game there for Real Madrid, and once again Espanyol not dealing with it. Benzema, little bit unfortunate. Fuentes doesn't pick him out. And he got a good contact on that, the Frenchman. Very unlucky.
Brilliant strike. Sergio Gonzalez won't be happy with that clearance from Colotto of all players.
That's what we saw before. Actually, it wasn't Cristiano involved, it was Benzema.
Talking of Sergio Gonzalez, he's had to adjust his team today as Lucas Vazquez has had to miss out on the infamous fear clause imposed by Real Madrid.
Yeah, in Spain, there's not a clause like you have in England in the Premier League, where if a player's loaned, they're just not allowed by rules to play. In Spain, some sides ask for extra money, some sides let them play. Real Madrid tend to put a clause in saying if you want your player to you have on loan from us to play against us, then you have to pay a big quantity of money.
Which I think all of that stemmed from Fernando Morientes at Monaco. He put 2 past Madrid in the quarterfinals of that Champions League. And since then, Madrid made sure they wouldn't fall in that trap again.
I think they'd be better if the league just made a rule saying no loan players can play against you. You've seen that last chance where Bale put the ball over. It was James. His shot was blocked by Victor. Here's Gareth Bale again. Montañez getting back to try and provide some cover, but the Welshman speared that across first time, and this is the first goal of the game. It's James Rodriguez. Sweeping move from Real Madrid. Great ball from Bale. Knocked back into space, and James gave Kiko Casilla no chance at all. 1-0 to Real Madrid in the 12th minute.
I think the action that set up that goal brilliantly was that ball from Gareth Bale, inch perfect to Ronaldo. Ronaldo does brilliantly as well. First time, left foot, drawing back to James, and James does, well, the easiest part was just to put it away. That's a brilliant ball.
Just gets a couple of yards of space, Cristiano. Lovely knock back, and James just reacts faster than Victor to get onto that one. Cracking goal there from Real Madrid. 1-0.
And that's just proof of how ruthless this Real Madrid side are. It looked like Bale was going nowhere. One ball, one touch Ronaldo, one touch James. Boom, 1-0. And now it's an uphill struggle for Espanyol to get back into this one.
So just a couple of days before the Ballon d'Or ceremony, will it be Cristiano, Messi, or Neuer, who is, at the end of the day, a World Cup winner?
And who also seems to have quite a lot of backing from big names across the world in the world of football.
Be interesting. Anyhow, 1-0 to Real Madrid. Second time they've been ahead this season, because they were ahead in Valencia. If I'm not mistaken.
They were
indeed. Cristiano penalty. It's interesting that some are saying that there's tiredness in the players. It's true that Ancelotti hasn't rotated his squad a great deal, but they have come back after the Christmas break, where we're not in the Premier League, where teams have played 4 games in 12 days. Spain, they get that weekend off. Maybe the fact that Real Madrid flew off to Dubai didn't help.
I think that's the key figure there. That Dubai journey, which was pretty much, putting it bluntly, all about the money, all about the cash. And I don't think it was the best decision to make, especially ahead of such a tough game at the weekend against Valencia.
Very busy month of January for Real Madrid if they continue in the Copa del Rey, because the winner of their Copa del Rey tie against Atletico will play almost certainly Football Club Barcelona, unless Elche beat Barcelona 6-0 this week, which frankly I'm not going to be putting much money on.
No, I don't think I'll do that either, Paul.
Once again, lovely through ball around the back. Gareth Bale had been blown up for offside. Once again, Isco just threading a pass through a space that didn't look as if it existed.
I think he's been there, not revelation, because we all knew about Isco, but he's really come on leaps and bounds this season. And in those 2 tough games against Atletico and Valencia, he really was the one asking for the ball and trying to make things happen, and that's also a test of his character. I think he's a player. Madrid have got a real pearl on their hands in Isco. I think he's a player who's going to lead them in the next 5-10 years. I really do think he's the future of Real Madrid and also Spanish football.
The thing this year is he's actually physically looks a lot better as well. Again, Benzema looking to get in, but Colotto made the sliding challenge. The veteran central defender, you got to say now, 33 years old. There you see the offside against Bale. It's tight, but it does exist, and the pass is fantastic. You've got to say there's hardly an avenue there for a pass. Once again, it'll be James with the corner. It's a good delivery, and that was close to being 2-0. Kiko Casilla, who's normally convincing in that sort of ball, stopped halfway, and it was Varane who flashed that header wide.
Yeah, Kiko Casilla did not look convincing at all there. Looks like he took a while to decide whether to come out or not. When he came out, he didn't even come out punching.
He's a big keeper, he's a strong keeper, he's normally quite commanding in his penalty area. It hasn't helped that maybe he's had several central defensive partnerships in front of him this year.
Could be a factor, especially with Eric Bailey, who has gone off on the African Cup of Nations with Ivory Coast.
The youngster's done tremendously well since coming in.
Been a great player coming through for Espanyol. Another thing about Casilla, just quickly, I read this morning, Ronaldo didn't get one past him in 3 games last season, which you don't really see about many keepers in Spain.
Oh, he's got against everyone, hasn't he? Yeah. It's Benzema. Still Karim Benzema. And that is going to be a free kick for that challenge on Cañas. Former Betis midfielder who spent last year a disappointing season in Swansea.
I think a lot of those players that left after Michael Laudrup, a lot of Swansea fans will be looking at them performing in Spain and will be thinking, a little bit better than what we got over there.
It didn't work really.
No.
It's going to be losing out. It's back with Varane. Goes to Pepe. Alvaro Arbeloa. Real Madrid dominating possession now. And Arbeloa continues his run forward, but that's intercepted by Colotto. Cristiano doesn't chase back there. It's interesting, but the ball runs away there from Caicedo. Cruz has a little bit of space to play the ball into. It's more like it from Cristiano. He's very concentrated every time he's involved, but the cross-field ball asks a bit much of Benzema. Marcelo there in the dugout. So you're looking at the Real Madrid dugout. It's hard to sort of draw any conclusions really about what sort of a side Ancelotti's going to put out against Atletico next week, except that perhaps Marcelo might well start.
I think that's the only conclusion we can draw from the bench. Because the other ones mostly will probably be substitutes on that return leg.
Once again, Isco working really hard against Montañez. Skillful player who's had his season ruined by injuries really so far. And here's space for Gareth Bale. Touch lets the Welshman down though. I've got a few whistles there in the stands as Colotto gets across to make a clearance.
And it's surprising that they are. I don't know if that's anything to do with the pressure from the media over that so-called mistake against Valencia last weekend. I don't think Bale's performance has been anything near deserving whistles from the crowd.
They can be a bit demanding in here.
It can be.
Cruz just doesn't give the ball away. Toni Cruz. James to Coentrao. I was going to say it's a good delivery, but it ends up straight in the arms of Casilla. Just Kiko Casilla, the Espanyol goalkeeper. I'll just remind you again, there you get the stats. Lies, and statistics. There you have it. Espanyol putting 54 passes together. Literally just about a third of what Real Madrid have done in these opening 90 minutes in the Bernabeu. As we're reaching the midway point in La Liga. Pepe back to Iker Casillas, who's just had those 2 comfortable shots to save in the first half. And Isco makes himself available to Varane. Coentrao. Toni Kroos once again. Space out wide. It's Arbeloa this time. Bale makes the run. Couldn't do much else with that. This time gets applause.
It's quite interesting to see how much time Madrid players have got when they receive the ball. Espanyol not really pressing, aren't really biting into them. He's still are below controlling the ball there with acres of space. Here's Pepe again with no one coming into him. Surely Sergio will want a bit more from his players.
They have produced a few very poor away displays this season, Espanyol. The only win came against Rayo Vallecano in Vallecas. Cruz wins that one. There's Cristiano. Just checks in the space at the far post. Isco. Benzema both looking for it, but in the end the cross from the Portuguese striker evades them both. They're having a couple of poor displays away from Espanyol. They lost in Bilbao 3-1 to Athletic and were just very poor. Never ever looked like we were going to get anything from the game.
Perhaps damage limitation is what they're going for here, but we saw again in that cross from Ronaldo. Isco was on his own, creeping into the box. Ronaldo puts a good ball. That's 2-0. A lot of gaps.
They're playing two holding midfielders, Cañas and Victor Sanchez, Espanyol, but so far they need to get Jordan and, hang on a sec, Fuentes clears that, Jordan and Montañez back providing cover, because with two strikers, Sergio and Caicedo, but we're now finding a little bit too much space at the moment. Once again, Arbeloa able to find Isco. And once again, Cruz completes a pass.
With the time he's got today, I don't think there's any pass he's not going to complete.
It's very tempting to use the old cruise control joke, but used it about 20 times already this season, so. Entrao looks for Benzema, tried the back heel of Frenchman as the fullback continued his run into the area. Once again, Espanyol struggling to get the ball clear. They have done now. Except Jordan overruns that, and Varane takes a pragmatic approach, clears it deep into the Espanyol half, where it'll be a throw-in. Real Madrid leading 1-0. That goal scored by James Rodriguez 12 minutes in after a lovely move involving Gareth Bale and Cristiano Ronaldo. There's Varane getting involved again, and Colotto heads it back to Kiko Casilla, who, according to the linesman, kept the ball in.
I think it's almost impossible to see Espanyol score a goal from what we've seen so far. Perhaps if they get a corner or some sort of set piece near the box, but I'm afraid to say
they might be thinking, well, hopefully Real Madrid are a little bit more tired, as people have been speculating, if they can keep themselves in the game for the last 20. Easier said than done, however, in the Bernabeu, where Real Madrid only lost to Atletico in the league this campaign. Well, that was well won by James. Benzema once again. Cristiano's in space on the right, but the ball doesn't come to him, and his frustration was evident. But once again, Madrid waiting, pouncing. Very poor football from Espanyol. Horizontal pass not hit hard enough. Sold Arbilla down the river. Real Madrid could easily have doubled the lead there.
You know you're playing against possibly the best counter-attacking team in the world, and that's pretty much shooting yourself in the foot, playing that horizontal ball.
Once again, it'll be James with the corner. Decent delivery. Pepe got up. Couldn't get enough power on that header. Easy for Kiko. Oh no, it was Varane who got the final head on it. Him and Pepe jumping together. Right, touch of the ball for Iker Casillas, but it's take a goal kick. Gave a radio interview on Thursday night, Iker. Said a few interesting things. Among them that he wouldn't sign Leo Messi for Real Madrid. Obviously, rumours whether or not Messi is happy at Barcelona. Certainly does appear he's not that happy with Luis Enrique. He said he wouldn't sign him. Ancelotti sort of, the day afterwards when he gave his pre-game press conference, sort of said, well, you know, I think most teams in the world would sign Leo Messi.
I think it's a no-brainer, really.
He's also compared Ancelotti very favourably to Jose Mourinho. The great thing about Ancelotti is he has brought calm to the club. Certainly the last year of Jose Mourinho, when there's nothing like an unhappy Mourinho, I think, to
And you could also see after these 2 defeats from Madrid, there's been no panic alarms or there hasn't been that much noise. Because Ancelotti just played it down a bit, saying, well, we'll win again. The performances weren't that bad. And the press haven't gone into crisis talks like they've gone with Barcelona after losing a couple of games. And I think that's just all a reaction to the way Carlo Ancelotti leads the team.
Definitely. Espanyol looking to push forward with Paco Montañez. Fuentes makes an overlap. A bad ball into the box. Nobody really attacking that one. Varane clears to Sergio Garcia. Toni Kroos is there. Completes an excellent clearance to Benzema. Bale just flicks that one along to Isco. Cristiano's got space. Well defended by Arvilla. Coentrao. Cristiano. Well cut out by Jordan. So close to Benzema. He's got Isco in support. Taking his time there, Benzema, but he's still picked out Isco. He's going to have a pop, is he? Got caught late there, the Real Madrid number 23, and that's a dangerous free kick for the home side. Montañez not very happy, but
Isco did pretty much what he wanted with him, though.
Yeah, it is a bit late. It's a bit from behind. I don't know if it was Montañez who actually got booked there. There was off. So Borvalán take out his yellow card. It's Fuentes who must have been booked for complaining. And so, is there anything more annoying, that habit that footballers have now of covering their mouths when they talk? We can obviously lip read, but
it is. It's become certainly a little bit too common. I mean, Fuentes, who's going to lip read what Fuentes is saying to his teammates in defence?
The fact is that there's so little material available now for news channels. You don't get your daily press conferences. That in Spain you have long sports reports and they're desperate for any material sometimes. Some of the news, the national news, has 20-minute sports reports, and 20 minutes about just Madrid and Barcelona takes a lot of filling.
And that's why there's people with their hands covered now, don't they? They used to pick up on everything. Even if it was Messi telling, I don't know, Neymar to put his socks up, they pick up on absolutely everything.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Gareth Bale. Oof, 2-0 to Real Madrid. Pick that one out. Unstoppable free kick there from Gareth Bale. Real Madrid have doubled their lead in the Santiago Bernabeu, and it is all looking very much under control against Espanyol. Great goal from the Welshman. Just what he needed, I think.
That's the best way to respond to those jeers and whistles. But I don't want to call the Madrid fans fickle in any way. But it is the way they are. Love you today, hate you tomorrow. They were whistling a couple of seconds ago. Now he's the Messiah. That is an absolutely brilliant free kick. It's got an effect. There's no way the keeper can get across to it. Look how much that curves. That is a brilliant free kick from Gareth Bale. And Real Madrid 2-0 up, and I think on the balance of what we've seen so far, Espanyol can have very few complaints. In fact, to be honest, I said they're lucky to have scored nil so far. Sergio Garcia offside there. I do wonder how long Sergio Garcia is going to stay at Espanyol, I think.
It's one of those places that where he's happy. He's had other spells, hasn't he, at Betis, where it's not really... He's a club man, he's from the area. He came out of the Barcelona youth system. He's 31 years old now.
That's the thing, maybe at that age he's just thinking about being happy. He's at home, maybe his family are settled here. But I think he's a player of his quality could have moved on maybe to better things. Although, as you said, Betis and Zaragoza didn't work out for him. I think he's far too good a player for this side.
I don't know if he could cut it in England physically, but I think Italy would be an option. Anyway, Espanyol, there is Sergio Garcia, intercepted by Varane. Attempted pass to Pepe is cut out by Sergio Garcia. It's Montañez who actually committed the foul which led to that Bale free kick. Not a bad effort. Ica needed 2 attempts as Garcia was bearing down on him.
It seems to me like he took a century to react to that ball.
Cristiano down. Didn't see the incident exactly there. He's not happy. It's the inside of his thigh. Oh, so his calf, where it looks like he's been caught. Let's see this again. Ooh, Alvaro's a bit naughty. Put his studs on the back of Cristiano's calf.
Yeah, we can understand why Ronaldo's complaining there. Alvaro's gone right through the back of him, like a good old-fashioned Sunday League centre-half.
To be fair, he's not really gone through the back of him, but he's definitely looked to put his studs, 4 or 5, hasn't he, studs on the back of Cristiano's calf there. And you've got to be worried. That sort of thing can lead to muscle tears.
It was quite similar in a sort of way to Arbeloa's challenge on Gabi midweek against Atletico Madrid.
Oh, Arbeloa's challenge on Gabi was horrible.
It was a little bit worse than that one, a little bit more cynical, but...
Very lucky it's down the pitch. Let's see if Ronaldo can run that off. I say if you get challenge like that on your muscle, you've just got to be a little bit careful. He's just stretching his calves tentatively. It's Victor. Another player who spent most of his career out of the well, came out of the Barca youth system, who spent most of his career at Espanyol. It's not like Daffy as well, didn't he, Victor?
Yeah.
Daffy have now got a new coach under Quique Sánchez Flores after Cosmin Contra went to China to sign for Guangzhou. So he implied they didn't really want to go, but the offer was good for him and very good for the club as well.
You know the club's in trouble when
they're selling it.
Selling your manager.
Coentrao. Seems to be questioned every season, but always seems to end up playing a lot. Fabio Coentrao. Solid fullback.
Seems to be leaving every summer as well. He seems to hold on. Personally, I do think he's a top-class left-back, but he's competing with Marcelo, who's one of the best left-backs in the world.
Arbeloa once again finding acres of space. It's a decent cross, just flipped away there by Carlotto. With James, not mentioned James much lately, but there he was putting the ball across for Bale to flash past the post. A goal kick for Espanyol.
By the looks of things, I think this game could be a good opportunity for a few of those forwards to boost their stats. Bale, a clear example.
See, the good news as well is if it does carry on like this, another goal for Madrid would allow Ancelotti to make changes, to rest players. He knows Atletico got a tough game tomorrow in the Camp Nou. 24 hours extra. Resting key players that little bit more.
Also another chance for Jose to get some more minutes under his belt. Chicharito, who hasn't featured much.
Exactly, at the moment. 11.5 minutes left in the first half, but we have a couple of minutes injury time, I think. But everything going according to plan. Real Madrid, obviously, 2 defeats in their 2 games in 2015. Playing one of their favourite rivals in the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, which is Espanyol. It's interesting that every year that Madrid fans have a vote about who are the best visiting fans, and they always vote for Espanyol.
I think they've got a common enemy.
They're very close. There's a good relationship between the 2 sets of fans. Well, he got there, Casilla. He managed to wipe out. Was it Carlotto who's managed to take out without clearance? No, it's Alvaro.
It's actually funny that you said that about the Espanyol fans. I think another reason Madrid vote for the Espanyol fans also is Espanyol's the side Madrid have beaten most times in the history of the league. So they haven't given them much trouble.
Ironically, the most Madrid had to really struggled against Espanyol was when former Real Madrid player José Antonio Camacho was the Espanyol coach. And of course had 2 very brief spells at Real Madrid. In fact, his first spell lasted up 22 days in the summer. Isco to Varane. Madrid dominating possession, as you can see there, as we just approach the last 10 minutes. 63% to 37%. Cruz. Just past there from the number 8. Arbeloa's got Gareth Bale outside him. And it's with Gareth Bale. Takes his time. And it's with Cruz. Cañas just got a foot in there. Arbilla. Sergio Garcia. He's got Pepe in front of him. And it goes back to Kiko Casilla. Took a little bit of a risk there, but it's back with Alvaro. And once again Sergio does well there, the number 9. He's looking for options. In the end he gets it to Montañez. Fuentes. Once again Varane makes the clearance, back to Montañez. Jordan. The referee says corner, but still got a deflection. There's a lesson to be learned there. I think it is after 3 lunchtime brandies, don't try and catch the ball.
I think he thought he was Casillas there.
Corner for Espanyol. Well, at least they found a substitute if it gets desperate. Bale hooks it half clear, drops to Cañas. Isco who made that clearance. Arbilla's clearance charged down again by Gareth Bale. Cañas. Back to Casilla, who sends it long. Coentrao concedes a throw in for Espanyol.
I think we've just seen Espanyol's first chance of the game. That shot a couple of moments ago. He was invited to shoot. It wasn't the best shot in the world.
There was a chance there. Is it the one that Iker didn't hold on to?
That one too. True.
But not from inside the area. They haven't had a chance, Espanyol, yet. Here's Fuentes. Montañez. Espanyol looking to work the Real Madrid right a little bit more. That's not a bad ball in, well cleared. Once again, Varane winning the header, and there's lots of space here. It's 4 against 4. Espanyol getting a couple more men back now. Just needed to move a bit more quickly, but here's Cristiano. Arbilla didn't get there. Casilla punched it clear. Arbeloa collects. And Real Madrid retain possession. Once again Pepe.
Arbeloa is playing a lot further forward than we're accustomed to seeing him today.
Decent cross in. Alvaro clears. He's been given room, license to roam, hasn't he, a little bit. Victor Sanchez gets a decent challenge. The referee says throwing. Coentrao thinks it should be a free kick.
As well, he's been one of their most impressive players this season as well, Victor Sanchez.
As he was last year.
Good hard-working pit bull player in the middle.
An orthodox clearance there from Kiko Casilla. And Arbeloa. Isco. Comes to Gareth Bale once again, hugging the right touchline. Cruz. Lovely idea. Didn't quite find James with that ball though. It's interesting to see, looking at that Espanyol have actually covered more distance than Real Madrid. Not a great deal more collectively.
I think that sort of goes to Pablo here.
Sergio Garcia. Interesting that in the defeat in Valencia, Real Madrid actually covered the lowest collective distance than they had all season, which is one of the things that gave fuel to the tiredness idea.
I was going to say, I think that those stats there sort of kill the theory of when you're on the ball, you run less. Because they both cover the same distance. So it's quite an interesting fact to see.
That's good work from Fuentes. Pepe was there to cut the cross out. Corner, said the referee. Real Madrid fans complaining the ball had already gone out. It's in there in the crowd, perhaps, as they're behind the goal. I thought at the beginning they were complaining to the linesman. It doesn't look as if that's the case. Anyhow, let's get back to the football. There's the corner. It's well dealt with. Benzema. Just unfortunate they've been bundling over Alvaro, but it is a free kick for Espanyol. Just gives him a little push, doesn't he? One of the defenders quite happy to receive, I think. Montañez. Once again, Rafael Varane wins the header and wins it decisively. Looking for Cristiano.
These last few minutes have been a little bit more convincing from Espanyol, especially down the left flank, as you mentioned before, Montañez.
Linking quite well with Fuentes. For Sergio Garcia. For Felipe Caicedo. It's well cut out by Rafael Varane. Once again, Ica collects comfortably. Closing minutes of the first half, Real Madrid leading pretty comfortably 2-0. Those goals scored by James Rodriguez and Gareth Bale, who netted a fantastic free kick.
And those ones just taking their foot a little bit off the pedal in these last few minutes. Trying to coast it in at half time. You don't need to switch into another gear. It's all under control for Madrid.
So far, 45 minutes, what the doctor ordered. Once again, Benzema involved, but well cut out this time. Victor, who won that ball. Sergio Garcia. Varane holding him on. Garcia looking for Victor, who's made a big effort to get back down this right touchline for Espanyol. Arbilla. That's not a great ball, and that is going to allow Real Madrid to get reorganised. Pico Montañez to Cañas. It's a poor ball from Cañas. It's fallen to Isco. Cristiano starts a run. Still Isco. With James, Cristiano's got round the back of Fuentes here. Recovered, well, half recovered in time, and in the end, to have a little back heel, but into the arms of Kiko Casilla. You could see that coming, couldn't you, when he got round the back of Fuentes?
I'm not sure if there was a handball there, but from Cristiano, not from the... Let's see if we get a replay. No, it doesn't look like it.
It's just the Caicedo fall, but it looks as if Varane, to be fair, got the ball first, and when you're in mid-air, it's very hard to change trajectory, as the law of gravity explains. Rafael Varane having a solid half for Real Madrid. Won every header I think that's come in his area.
Not only won them, but cleared them almost until the halfway line, which is what you want from your centre-half. Get the ball out of danger.
Lovely turn from Isco, not forcing the free kick. Caicedo. That's great battling there from Toni Kroos. Maybe not what you expect of the German, but he did tremendously well there. Referee can correct a player to play on there. Benzema backing in quite clearly on the defender. In fact, he might have even given Espanyol the free kick. Still Real Madrid on the ball. Cristiano.
Looking at that Gareth Bale control, I'm amazed every time how high he can get his foot up in the air with his other foot still on the ground. Now, I don't know if we can say he's the most elastic player in the world, but I haven't seen many people do that.
some of them are enacted in an emergency ward. Backing in a long way there, Benzema.
I don't think there'll be a few Madrid fans looking at that and thinking, it's a bit like Raul Garcia on Wednesday.
Well, before we answer that question, the half-time whistle is blown in the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium. 45 minutes, and it has to be said, business as usual has been restored to Real Madrid. James Rodriguez, 12 minutes, lovely move, which saw Bale set up Cristiano to set up James, and a fantastic free kick from Gareth Bale. Looking very comfy for Real Madrid. We'll be back after the break.